Hello everybody, my name is Leo and with this video we will share a demo review of the Fractal Audio FM3. First of all, we will share a demo song hearing the FM3 in action, then we will describe the main characteristics of the unit, then we will hear more sounds in a dedicated section of this video, also sharing how I did the presets used in the demo song. Finally, I will give you my 2 cents. So I hope you enjoy and please subscribe and hit the bell. It's gonna really help me to make more videos like this. Let's start with the demo song. Let's now share the main features of the FM3. It offers 277 amps with the amps collection that grows with firmware upgrades. The FM3 features the RS amp modeling technology that you can find in the Axe FX3. So basically you have potentially an Axe FX3 in a small format with less I/O and less DSP power, but basically this little boy here provides us with the same sound quality of the Axe FX3. The FM3 offers more than 2000 factory cabs. The FM3 cabinet simulator block can load up to 2 impulse responses with specific functions that allows us to visually align the phase or to adapt the room size to our needs, and this is a pretty cool feature. Another very cool feature may be that only the FM3 is offering not considering obviously other Fractal Audio products, is that you can also load a specific preamp for the mic among several types, like tube preamps, FET preamps, and so on. And you know, I am a fan of mic preamps. I have few of them in my studio, and I think that they are a pretty important factor that contributes to the sound of your signal chain, that contributes to enhance your tone. So I'm really glad that Fractal Audio includes also the preamp simulation. It offers the possibility to load third-party IRs in 1024 user slots. It offers 512 presets with 383 factory presets, each with 8 scenes, with which you can quickly define and select different sets of parameters of the signal chain. The FM3 includes more than 250 effects that are a selection of effects based on those from Axe FX3, including 44 drives, 17 chorus, 52 reverbs, more than 30 delays, 8 wah, 8 compressors, 1 multiband compressor, 3 enhancer, 15 graphical and parametric EQs, a filter, 16 flangers, a format, which is basically a pretty cool toolbox, 16 phaser, 2 gates, 15 pitch shifts, 2 resonators, a rotary, 5 tremolos, and a synth. The list is really long. The effects can be arranged in a matrix of 12 by 4 blocks, with 2 of them obviously dedicated to input and output. The total amount of effects you can use simultaneously really depends on many factors, like the type of amp, the number of cabs, if in the cab section we are using a preamp with an economy mode or with high quality, and so on and so forth. Just to give you an example, I was running out of CPU with a wah, a pitch shifter, a compressor, a drive, an amp, a cab with 2 mics and a preamp activated in a high quality mode, a chorus, a delay and a reverb. So a pretty big signal chain, I would say. Here I would also notice that the pitch shift effect requires a lot of CPU. I have measured more than 10% of the DSP power. Another thing to point out is that also the reverb quality affects a lot the DSP. You have 4 reverb quality types that are economy, normal, high, ultra high. And the ultra high requires 20 percentage point of more power than the economy one. So for instance, if you have a signal chain with an economy reverb that uses 60% of the DSP power and you switch to high quality reverb, you are gonna use 80% of DSP power. So all of that for saying that the amount of effects you can load really depends on the type of effects, their quality, and all in all, the type of signal chain you are going to build. Coming to the I/O, as regards guitar input, we have the input 1 typically used for the electric guitar and the input 2 left that can be used for an acoustic guitar. Then we have the balanced stereo XLR output and a stereo effect loop. These outputs can be actually used in order to connect the FM3 to external effects or to an amp, also with the 4-cable method. Then we have 2 inputs that can be used to connect external expression pedal or foot switches. Then there is the fast link connector that allows us to connect the FM3 with 1 or 2 FC6 or FC12 foot controllers. Then we have the MIDI in and out ports. Then there are the USB ports. The FM3 supports a USB audio connection to serve as a digital audio interface. The USB channels available are 4, 2 with all the effects and 2 for the dry signal of the guitar, useful for reamping purposes. The sampling rate is fixed at 48 kHz. Finally, we have the SPDIF out that transmits digital output signal at a fixed rate of 48 kHz. The ADA conversion operates at 24 bits and 48 kHz with a dynamic range of 114 dBs. The FM3 has a 2-minute looper. I had to test the looper length by my own as I didn't find any information in the manual. So if you know the official length, please let me know in the comment below. It has 3 foot switches and no built-in expression pedal. The foot switches are multifunctional, meaning that they behave differently according to how long you press them and to the layout you have selected. For instance, with a long pressure of the middle foot switch, you can select between 8 switching layout modalities. I mean, you can choose to change preset, scenes or switch on and off effects, etc. Then, when you are in a specific modality, let's say presets, with a long pressure of the left or right foot switch, you can bank up or bank down. These functionalities are nice, but I can't tell you that they are enough for overcoming the 3 foot switches limitation in live situation. This can be overcome using external MIDI controllers or the input for external foot switches or expression pedal, or buying the Fractal foot switches FC12 or FC6. That is for sure the most expensive option. It has an 800 by 480 color screen that is not touch sensitive. It has an internal power supply that is maybe also responsible for the fact that the FM3 has ventilation holes and a fan to keep the temperature low. I have to say that the fan rarely started in my experience. The dimensions are 281 by 103 by 236 millimeters and its weight is 3.22 kilos. So it is not light, but it is built like a tank and it doesn't feel cheap at all. This FM3 really seems very robust and sturdy. Now let's hear some more sounds and let's share how I've built each preset of the demo song and how I have set the different parameters. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. Let me start from the cons. The first one is that despite its 4 USB channels, it is not possible to have one USB channel dedicated to the amp sound, 2 channels dedicated to the effects and one for the guitar for reamping purposes. This would allow me to decide the amount of effects while mixing, without the hassle to reamp the guitar every time I need to reduce or enhance the effects volume. This is a feature offered for instance by the Boss GT1000, and at least I was not able to do it connecting the FM3 with the USB ports, but only connected it via analog outputs. If you know how to do it via USB, please let me know in the comment below. The second cons is that the 3 foot switches are too few to use live the FM3 as it is. Yes, the 3 foot switches are multifunctional and pretty powerful, but in my opinion it's hard to use them live if you need to switch more than 3 presets or effects. You can overcome this problem buying the FC controllers that are pretty expensive, or with a MIDI pedal board and expression pedal. I already have these units, but if you don't have them, you have to sum their prices to the price of the FM3. The third cons is that the FM3 is not very intuitive. It has tons of parameters and controls that you can change, but you have to spend time to understand how it works. The computer editor is much easier and way more intuitive. But if you want to control and customize the unit without a computer, well, there is a learning curve that you have to take into account. As regards the pros, well, first of all, the sounds and feel. Well, these amps and cabs simulation are just amazing. I don't know if you can tell it from the demo song, but the amp overdrive tones are so nice, so rich, and the playing feel is great. I love this unit. Of course, it comes at a premium price, but the sound quality is here. And I also love the effects. You know, in some modeling pedal boards I found that the effects are not pleasing enough, especially the choruses and delays. I'm pretty selective about choruses and delays, and until now no amp modeling pedalboard was able to substitute my Catalina chorus and my Strymon Volante. The FM3 finally has very natural and pleasing effects. I don't know how to say it other than I feel at home here. These delays and choruses and reverbs are natural sounding to my ears and I love them. Another pro is that it is built like a tank. It is not light, but it transmits sturdiness and robustness. Yes, all in all, it is pricey, but you are paying for the quality, no doubts here. Now you may think, should I buy a Kemper or a Line 6 Helix? Is it worth the extra money in comparison, for instance, to a Moore G300 or a Boss GT1000? Well, subscribe and hit the bell not to miss my future comparison videos. And please let me know your opinions about this unit in the comment below. Let me know what do you think about how it sounds and if there are some technical characteristics that I didn't mention but that are important for you. As you know, I think that your comments are very important and valuable. So these were my final 2 cents. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. If you're interested in my music, please follow the link to a playlist of songs of mine in the description below. See you in the next video where maybe we are gonna also compare this unit to real amps or to other amp modeling pedalboard. Bye bye, see you. Thank you for watching.